private life communicates. While this moment brings personal relief, it is a powerful reminder to all Nigerians that truth, patience, and respect for the rule of law will defend even the strongest storms. From the very beginning, I made a decision not to hide, not to delay, and not to evade justice. I stood and faced the accusations head on, and I trusted the process. Today, I'm vindicated. Let me take this time to thank His Excellency Joseph Senior for the principled decision to suspend me, a difficult but necessary action that allowed the justice system to function without interference, and to give me the opportunity to defend myself without distraction of normal daily work. I welcome it as an opportunity to fully clear my name and demonstrate the integrity with which I have always served this country. I am also deeply aware of the confidence the President has shown in my capabilities over the years, as well as the respect he has held for my contribution to national development. I can therefore only imagine the disappointment he may have felt when my name became associated with corruption allegations. Hence, for me, it was not only about clearing my name, it was a personal quest to restore the respect and the trust of a leader I hold in high regard. It was likewise important for me to validate and rekindle the trust and respect of partners, friends, and especially family members who never before associated me with fraud or corruption. To the people of Liberia, I thank you for your prayers, for your patience, your faith in due process. To my legal team, my family, and all my professional colleagues who stood by me, especially my brothers, particularly Director Kamara, my wife, my prayer mothers, my children, my father, for your guidance, counsel, prayers, encouragement throughout this very difficult journey. There is a mother, a father, and a brother whose name I will not mention here. Thank you plenty. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, fellow citizens, despite the personal stress, professional lacking, family disappointment, and grief that came along, this is the appropriate thing to do. I'm happy to be one of few well-spirited government officials who, despite serious allegations, stood tall and faced the storm to vindicate themselves instead of running away or sitting quietly in a corner, hoping to let the legal system forget them. I never at any point during the entire process contemplated to run, hide, or avoid it. Sadly, social media played another role in that. Long before my suspension, I voluntarily submitted myself to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission without legal representation. I did so because I believe in the importance of accountability and transparency in public service. Although there's still a lot to learn and improve upon, and despite my disappointment in the way I became a subject of this investigation, I do recognize and commend the work of the LACC and other draft institutions leading the fight against corruption. Despite the fact I didn't agree with some aspects of how this case was handled, I have deep respect for the role these institutions play in strengthening our democracy. This is why I submitted myself to the investigation without protest, not only because I was confident in the facts, but because I believe no one should be above the law. Graft institutions have serious significant power that can influence public perception, especially in this digital age. But with such power comes huge responsibility. The proper use of your authority can make or break a person, an institution, or even a whole government. Just by a stroke of a pen, nowadays by a stroke of a post on social media. I'm therefore calling on all graft institutions to be more professional and less political in the pursuit of justice. Members of the press, because of the allegations and subsequent online narratives, have suffered significant reputational and financial losses. For example, my vocational school, the largest private vocational school in Liberia, lost key international partners and sponsors, which has affected the opportunities available to our students. I ask the LACC to take this feedback in good faith and to demand thorough, evidence-based investigations free from political influence. Missteps not only harm innocent people but can weaken confidence in the very institution meant to protect them. The advisor, please don't do that. To the media and advocates, your role is critical in holding leaders accountable, but it must be exercised responsibly in breaking news these days. Too often social media has become the first courtroom where the posters are the accusers, they are the prosecutor, they are the judge, and the jury and jury. The first time I was ever accused of corruption was on Facebook in 2024, without any opportunity to respond. That accusation spread quickly, leading to some people to distrust me. Those initial commentary against me generated significant negative impression against my reputation. Up to a point, I considered putting safety measures in place for my life. So to all the media people, talk show pundits, independent media practitioners, and the like, you have immense power to negatively or positively affect people's lives. Please use your platform to criticize with caution. Criticize where necessary, but do so based on truth. The words and platforms can build or destroy lives. Verify facts before publishing. Make sure your facts are real facts and not because you believe it is your fact. Because at the end of the day, everyone has loved ones. And some people livelihood depends on those who you attack. Your platform and voice are powerful. Use them responsibly. You can still be a professional or a hero if you build others on your platform. I also want to acknowledge the reality surrounding my appointment as the Director Abdullah Kamara. From the onset, I knew the position of chairman was highly contested, both for its influence and for the sector's economic value. Hence, finding an experienced and knowledgeable person to fill the role of chairperson is vital to the survival of critical communication infrastructure in this economic multiplying sector. You may recall that my appointment along with those of my colleagues was heavily contested by the previously suspended board of commissioners who took the matter all the way to the Supreme Court. As a result, we served in an active capacity for over a year. It was a period marked by resistance, uncertainty, and intense public scrutiny. Hence, a recipe for continuing accusations, which I have been very mindful of. And yet, we press forward. Amidst these challenges, I'm proud that we achieved under my leadership as acting chairperson of the LTA before my suspension. These include: we restore institutional credibility at the LTA after a period of years, almost 6 years, over 8 years. Very limited regulatory intervention or innovation. The LTA was stagnant while the sector was growing. We resolved the loan dispute price floor. Everybody heard about the data prices. We resolved that. Today, the operators are making money while the service will be affordable. We accelerated the construction of the new headquarters we took over. There was no building, there was only a plan. And within a year's time, we have the structural building fully completed at almost 70%. That's the first terminal of the LTA. We launched a digital transformation project to help usher and guide Liberia into the digital age. We re-engaged Liberia's presence in ECOWAS, WATRA, and the World African Telecommunications Regulatory Authority, the ITU, and the African Union, ensuring Liberia retains its seat and was critical regional ICT platform. We signed a historic MOU with Sierra Leone, the Gambia, to reduce and remove roaming charges. We took both steps on spectrum reform, SIM registration enforcement, universal access policy. We took measures and designed to modernize the sector to protect national security. With close collaboration with the Post and Telecommunications and the AIDS Consortium, we begin the critical process of restoring public access to internet. We signed a groundbreaking MOU with NICO and the National Identification Registry to launch a private health insurance scheme, linking digital IDs to healthcare coverage for over 5,000 vulnerable Nigerians, including persons of disability, pregnant women, and unemployed. This initiative set the stage for inclusive e-health services delivery tied to our digital transformation agenda. For the first time in its history, we hosted Liberia's inaugural Digital Expo 2025, national showcase of innovation, startups, telecom, and government digitalization, putting Liberia on the regional map as a country ready to embrace the fourth industrial revolution. And perhaps most notably, we executed a president mandate to train 10,000 young Nigerians in digital skills as part of this vision for a more tech-savvy, future-ready generation. We funded setting up a 15 digital centers around the country in 2025 to help students and youth get access to internet and computers for research. We signed partnership with NACA, already mentioned that, introduced the value-added service regulation that will open the market for Liberians, especially young Liberians, to participate in the technology space, enhancing and improving local content. We developed the consumer protection regulation that now serves as a guide for consumers to sell in handling disputes. We championed and coordinated setting up a digital village in FOIA, designed a cybersecurity regulation currently under construction. We started the organizational reform that will bring the LTA in line with the fast pace of development in the telecommunication ICT space. This change was way overdue because some functions of the LTA are not in alignment with the prevailing development in the sector. I could go on and on and on, but the achievement are just too many to do detail in this statement. These were not minor achievements. What we achieved tenacity and know-how. It couldn't have happened without a steady and experienced hands and cocktail. These results, over such a short period, reflect the kind of leadership that prioritizes the national interest in the personal context. Because many a time in the last year, going to bed at 2 a.m. was the normal thing for me. Notwithstanding these interventions, we all see that the future of ICT and telecommunication is shifting constantly with the overwhelming impact of technology development such as social media, cybersecurity threats, artificial intelligence, data sovereignty, biometric identity, and other technologies which all penetrate across all sectors such as health, administration, electricity, city management, agriculture, security, banking and financial inclusion. Liberia needs to have a clear vision for its digital future. To move forward coherently, Liberia Digital Transformation Program, which bears a full strategy for digital inclusion, must serve as a driver for the sector. It is therefore imperative to have the sector grounded with professionals and knowledgeable leaders. It is for this reason that I call on our young tech entrepreneurs and veterans to be actively engaged in the sector. With over 35 years experience in the ICT and telecommunications sector, locally and internationally, including 4 years as commissioner at the LTA, the president made no mistake appointing me to serve as chairman. Thankfully, it wasn't my capability that was being challenged, but my integrity, which gratefully has been vindicated. My vision is clear: design the necessary regulatory instruments and frameworks to build a national Bible connected to a secure national data center to safeguard our critical infrastructure. Empower our youth to take ownership of the digital future. My vision for the sector is fueled by my desire for liberalization and this transformative for the lucrative industry. The youth will play a central role as evidenced at the recently held Digital Expo 2025. Too much to be done and a lot more to be earned in the sector. Liberia has to benefit too. Fellow Liberians, family and friends, now that this matter is behind me, and considering the load of work ahead of our nation, I will be fully engaged to contribute, leading by purpose. Just a little bit of who I am. I am not defined by the elevation, titles, or adversity. I'm defined by service and purpose. My track record can speak to that. I'm a serial entrepreneur and an innovator. I'm a veteran in the ICT and telecom sector, but also an educator. I'm defined by services, innovation, and results. My track record in both the ICT and educational sector speaks for itself. I built businesses, launched initiatives, and created solutions to meet societal needs. Our main intervention in education technology, health technology, financial technology, agriculture technology, the media, culture and tourism, and more. I am moved and inspired by the legacies I leave behind wherever I work, and there are many. It is fulfilling to do so for honor and glory. In closing, let me say this. This movement is not only about personal vindication, it is about reaffirming our collective belief in truth, justice, and an enduring value for public trust. But most importantly, it is about me making my family, colleagues, partners, and friends here and abroad very proud and restoring my integrity. And not the least to the president who, despite his confidence and belief, and not the least to the president who, despite his confidence, believed that it was important for the fight against corruption for me to face the justice process and vindicate myself legally. Thank you, sir. To my legal team, it was a monumental performance. Without this legal team, and I'm sure this process wasn't even going to start as better as we wanted. To the people who doubted me, I hold no grudge. To everyone who stood by me, I say thank you a million more times. And to every young leader watching today, remember, your integrity is your honor. Never pick it up. May God bless you all, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming.